And here I thought the days were gone of me plumbing the depths trying to see how far I could take the RG Nano as a digital audio player. I thought I was going to let the Nano retire and just let Fred here enjoy it. He's not used to handhelds coming in his size. But apparently during the course of me making the last video about the RG Nano and its capabilities as a digital audio player, a whole team of people went and released a brand new music tool for the RG Nano that blows GMU music player out of the water. So if you're like me and you haven't heard of Rockbox before, you're also probably not into modding old iPods. But apparently there's a whole slew of people that take their old iPods and mod them, they put Rockbox on them, to get rid of all of Apple's limitations. So it looks like Rockbox started off as an iPod thing, but it's since branched out to a bunch of different devices. And that team there seems to be doing awesome work. In the description, I'll link to the Rockbox website, as well as the Rockbox GitLab page, where we will be downloading the file for this project. So this install does require you to have Drum78's custom OS, which we installed in the last video. But like I said in the last video, my video wasn't really meant to be a tutorial on how to install Drum78 OS, so I will link to a full tutorial in the description. But once you have Drum78's OS installed, I promise you this install here is one of the easiest things you'll ever do. So here on the Rockbox GitLab page, we're just going to download this OPK file. It says Funky S because the RG Nano and the Funky S are internally nearly identical. And then once you have the OPK downloaded, you literally just copy it into your drive's application directory. And that's it. While you're on that GitLab page, I also recommend downloading the manual. The manual's literally like 150 pages. They spent their time putting that together. Now, whenever we go and power up our device, that's one good thing about this device. It powers up and down quick. We should have, on Gmenu 2X, we should have, if we go over to Applications, yep, right there, Rockbox. And the first time, I've already opened this, but the first time you open, there will be a little short install process. It only takes a few seconds. This thing, so far, is absolutely awesome. If you're like me and you have never heard of Rockbox until now, it's a custom firmware that people put on iPods that they mod to, you know, do away with iTunes limitations. So like you can play FLAC files with this, even on an iPod, which would have only been able to play MP3 files before. But the Rockbox team just ported this over to the RG Nano, of all things, just in the middle of me making that last video. They ported this thing, and it flew under my radar completely. But so far, this thing is awesome. I'm loving this. There is a learning curve. I don't think the learning curve is as steep as it is with GMU Music Player. You know, it has graphics, which is just pleasant already. But I've been tinkering with this for maybe an hour now, and I'm still trying to get used to it, but I can tell that it's going to be substantially better. The only thing that GMU Music Player has over this, as far as I can tell so far, is that the GMU Music Player on Drum78's custom OS, the screen will go completely black whenever you're actively playing something. But this, it doesn't seem to. The screen will dim to the lowest setting, but the screen doesn't go black. There might be some setting that lets you change that I just haven't found. And there's tons of plugins for this thing. There might be if it's not in here by default, there might be a plugin that I could get. I'll have to look into that, or if someone knows. Just speaking of the plugins real quick, though. This comes stock with a lot of plugins, and it reminds me of, like, the kinds of things that would come on a phone, on a pre-smartphone phone. So, like, you have games like Blackjack. There's 2048 on here. it works like you'd expect. I don't think I need my music player to have that, necessarily. How do I get out of here? So yeah, there's a bunch of, like, silly little games like there were on, early 2000s devices, and it's just fun. Similar with, apps, there's calculators and calendars. There's a lamp on here that just makes your screen go really bright. If you didn't have a flashlight and all you had was the RG Nano for some reason, I mean, I guess it would work. But this thing is just a lot of fun. It's very nostalgic feeling. So, getting into actually playing music with this thing. I know my camera's a little bit wobbly, and I do apologize for that. I'm new to this thing. So, starting off, we can go into Files, and by default, this would not open up in Music. It would open up... Yeah, I think it would open up just in this menu here. But I set it to open up in the music folder, which I created in the media folder that we created in the last video, where I have my audiobooks, my music, and retro music. And then playlists, I created this file today. This is where it's storing the actual playlist files that I create within this app. So let's just go to music, and let's load up Minecraft Volume Alpha. And A again. And is it playing? I think this is just a quiet song. Yep, it is playing. You can use up and down to volume up and down. You can see it changes there. A little visual indicator. There's skip tracks. Something that this player has, that GMU Music Player didn't have, that will be fantastic for audiobooks, is you can hold down and seek through the track. So that is absolutely glorious. Okay, so you saw once I selected the song in the Minecraft folder, it selected 3 out of 24, or I'm on 3 out of 24. It started on number 1. But this is my current playlist. So but if I were to leave this wouldn't save as it is. But I can go to current playlist and save current playlist, and I could give it a name, but I'll just leave it as that. Start. And now we should be able to go to our playlists, and we can see the playlist that we just created, Minecraft Volume Alpha, or we could load up a different playlist that I created earlier. And you can add individual songs. You don't have to add the full album like I did. So I guess if I wanted to use this for audiobooks, I would have to go, let's see. What's a good audiobook? Grimm's Fairy Tales? Oh. We seem to have run into an issue. Well, that's unfortunate. I had high hopes. I had high hopes for this as a audiobook player. Maybe if we try something else. I'm assuming that... Is this playing? I'm just zooming into this image for some reason. Oh! I clicked on the image rather than... Okay, hold on. Let's go back up to Grimm's Fairy Tales, just to try this. Okay, I'm silly. Whew, that's... Turn that down. Okay, so this is awesome. This is gonna work. Can you hear it? And then I should be able to seek. Yep, we're at 30-some seconds, 50 a minute, you know. Oh, this is great. This is gonna work out gloriously. I am so excited, you guys. And then we should be able to, like, if we leave this music player completely and go do something else, we should be able to open it back up. And resume playback. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm very excited now. This does everything I wanted it to do, except the screen doesn't get dark enough whenever you're not messing with it. There might be a fix for that, but this is awesome. Okay, so something else I wanted to show off, because you might be wondering about how terrible this would be to try to keep in your pocket and not push the face buttons. So let's load up a playlist. You see this lock icon here? You can push both of these buttons, select and start, and with the Nano, you can pretty much use one finger to do that. And it locks it. So now, we can touch these all we want. Nothing happens. So, this can actually live in your pocket. This is totally usable. Let's turn that down so we don't get copyrighted. This is actually totally usable as a digital audio player. Some other features, if you hit the right shoulder button, it pulls up this quick menu where you can adjust your brightness up and down. If you hit right, it changes this setting, which is the play mode, so you could set it to shuffle, repeat, whatever. And then if you hit left, oh, this is shuffle on and off. And then, yeah, so alphabetical order, play all, play one, shuffle, you know. I probably would not recommend listening to audiobooks on shuffle. Maybe that'd be enjoyable, I don't know. If you knew of a book that would be fun to listen to on shuffle, let me know. I'll give it a try. And just to point out, it doesn't matter where you are in this app. You can be, you know, in files somewhere. No matter where you are, you can hit X and go straight back to the now playing menu. So I am not an audiophile by any means, but this is the device that has made me plunge down that rabbit hole. I have never cared about audio quality before, but this device, and they shouldn't have done it, but this device comes stock with a FLAC file of Hotel California, so you know, a song that we're all very familiar with. And I've probably, like most of you, have only ever heard MP3 versions of Hotel California, but the first time I heard that FLAC file, and it's a very, very high quality, very high bitrate FLAC file that comes on here of Hotel California, I could very much tell the difference. I didn't think I'd be able to, but I totally could tell the difference. So now I've plunged down this rabbit hole of audiophile-ness, and I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars. No plans on doing that. But I did buy these nice headphones. Linsoul, I'll put the exact make down below. But something I didn't know, just to let you non-audiophiles know in case you're thinking about becoming an audiophile, if you buy super high quality headphones, you can't just plug them into most devices. I thought this would be different because people talk about it having a good digital to audio converter, the DAC, that's built inside this. But apparently not. If you plug these headphones straight into this thing, you'll get a ton of background hiss in these things. And when I first experienced that, I'm like, what the heck is wrong with these headphones? You know, I paid decent money for these headphones. Why are they hissing? Apparently, almost all cheap devices don't have the ability to handle very sensitive headphones. Their amp is turned up too high to, you know, handle these low quality headphones like this. And just the amp being turned up that high makes it so that sensitive headphones have a constant shh in the background. I didn't know that. There's a pro tip from me to you. If you get something like this, you'll need to get one of these to tone down that background noise. And once you plug this in line, it works out great. Man, this game has beautiful music. Okay, so one other thing that we can do with this is, let's exit this and power down the device. We will eject the SD card, and we should be able to download custom themes for this thing. I'm going to see if there's any themes that I like. Okay, so we're back on the GitLab page, and if you scroll all the way down, you can preview the themes here, but if you click on this link, it'll take you to where you can download the files. I'm partial to the look of Nightpod and 1-bit OLED, so I'll download them both, but honestly, I'm probably gonna just go with 1-bit OLED. I love the look of it. Now that you have those files downloaded, it's just a matter of opening them up, they're zipped, and copying the contents to the Rockbox directory that's in the funky directory in your SD card. If you download more than one theme, the manual says that some of the themes share fonts and stuff, so if you get that prompt, it is fine to just go ahead and replace the files. Okay, we've got our SD card back in here. We'll go ahead and boot up Rockbox and go down to settings, theme settings, browse theme files, and this is the one that's set by default, and you can see we have the two new themes that we just added. Let's look at Nightpod first. It's very good. I like it a lot. Simple, but there's one that I like even more, I think. 1-bit OLED. Ugh! Isn't it beautiful? And the font's bigger, so it's a little bit easier to see on the screen. But look at the battery indicator. Look at the text. It's all pixely. It fits so well. This is literally like a dream come true. Colors? I'll have to fiddle around with this. Let's see, let's go to the, okay, so this is the player window is a little bit simpler. I like it though. I like it a lot. I love this. I'm having a ton of fun with this thing. I'm gonna try to use this as a dedicated music player and maybe audiobook player for a few days, and I'm gonna try to come back in the comments with some updates. So far though, I think I really like this thing. I need to test the battery. I'll do battery tests and I'll put that in the comments as well. But so far, I am absolutely loving Rockbox on the RG Nano. So I guess that's it for now. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Let me know how I can improve. You know I'm new at this and I want to become better. Let me know. I could really use the feedback, and I hope you stick around to see how this channel can grow.